Hi everyone. Quick disclaimer at the beginning of this video. To say I'm frustrated is an understatement. As you can see, the angle is not great. I had it all set up. Usually I don't bring my dog upstairs with me when I'm painting because, she's very clingy and I don't want her bumping the tripod or things like that. But today we are having storms and it's very windy and she's a little jumpy. So I didn't want to leave her downstairs by herself for the sometimes, 45 minutes, hour plus that it takes me to paint and film a video. So I brought her up here with me. Unfortunately, I think when I wasn't paying attention, she bumped my tripod and knocked it into this strange angle. And I, unfortunately, did not double check. So the entire video is filmed from this frustrating angle. And I wasn't going to upload it, but then I thought, you know what, I put in the effort to record this, I put in the effort to paint it, and I think for me, because the painting actually did not turn out in a way that I am happy with, and so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to make this a quick video where I show that sometimes things just do not go the way you planned. And while I wanted to scrap the whole thing and just be annoyed, not at my dog because I should have double checked, that's 100% on me. She's just very, curious. That's not on her at all, but I should have double checked it and I didn't. So now this is where we are. So as you can see, I scrubbed in like a kind of beige, like a splotchy beige background to kind of look like a wall. And here I'm putting in the foreground, like a table or something. As I'm sure you saw from the thumbnail, we are doing a little pumpkin. Now, unfortunately, the painting itself did not even go the way that I wanted it to. I kept having issues. My paint was so thin that I was having trouble covering things that I wanted to cover. The paint was like pilling. It was just, all in all, a very annoying. It was an annoying experience. So you can see here, I'm like kind of mapping in the pumpkin segments, I guess. I was having a hard time getting my paint to spread around on the canvas, and that was even with some blending medium. That was with my brush being wet. I don't know what is going on. I don't know if because the heat has had to be on the last couple of nights, if it's just kind of drying things out in here. But my paint was not wanting. You can see I keep going back and getting more water because I'm like, what in the world is happening right now? And I'm so upset because I wish you could see from a much better angle what is happening. I'm annoyed that you can see the candle better than you can see what I'm doing, but I'm not expecting this one to get a ton of, I don't expect any of them to get a ton of views. I don't get a ton of views. I mean, I'm thankful for anything I do get, but this one is purely for the sake of showing you that, like, things just happen. You can plan, you can think you're prepared, and this is obviously something relatively minor. It's not a huge deal, but I am still so annoyed. And I'm trying not to take that out on myself because things do just happen and you have to be able to roll with it and you have to be able to keep moving forward because that's really the only choice there actually is. So I was like, I'm just going to upload it and let it be a learning experience to double, triple, and quadruple check things. I will certainly be more aware of that in the future. Here I am just trying to add in some defining lines between the segments, some shadow. Again, I was still, like, you can see down at the bottom, I put the foreground way too low, and I do fix that later, but as you can see, I should have probably mapped out the pumpkin in white first to help cover some of that dark, because I have to go over it and over it and over it about 1,000,000 times before I finally cover it. So, and that's, it is what it is. I'm not going to let it frustrate me to a point where I no longer want to paint or film. I'm just going to take this as what it is and hope that you don't mind watching a poorly shot video. No, but I'm really frustrated. Like, I'm like, man, really? Like, I waited all day until the storm stopped because I was originally going to talk through the video this time. But, of course, as soon as I actually started to record, it started storming again anyway, which we need the rain here, so I'm not upset about that. But on top of everything else, it just feels like, I can't catch a break. Like, I just wanted to be able to sit down and record, and that's pretty much it. I finally had the energy and the time. I had the idea of what I wanted to do, and then this is the outcome. So it's not an ideal situation, but life likes to do those little things to us. And there's really not even a lot to, you can see I did not mean to put that dark paint there. I maybe should have stopped at this point and walked away for a little while and come back, and then I would have noticed that the angle was off, and you would have at least seen half of the video filmed from a better perspective. Here I am drying it because I needed to try to layer that paint on the bottom, and it was just, this is where it was starting to pill. So I was like, all right, let me just blow dry. I don't know why I'm painting as I blow dry, but it's a mess. This entire video is a mess because I am sometimes a mess. More often than not, I am a mess. But look how fast those flames are dancing on that candle. Oh my goodness. Oh, I guess I didn't film there. I painted the stem, and I'm drying it so I can put the second layer on. The pumpkin looks so goofy from that angle. It's not tall and skinny. It's a short, little chunky guy. Yeah, I thought I stopped recording every time I was blow drying, but I guess not. So yeah, you can see, like, I kept pausing. I added highlights there, and then I was like, well, that's too much. So I was so annoyed by this point that I really should have just walked away and given myself some time, or even picked it back up tomorrow. But I kept pushing through. And I think what's happening is I thought I was recording when I wasn't, and thought I wasn't when I was. So what can you do? Yeah, that's definitely what happened. I have a new phone, and so I'm still kind of getting used to everything with it, and I think I just messed it up a little bit. That's okay. I'm not unhappy with the final result. It's just not what I was expecting to do. I was going to paint a jack-o'-lantern, but I put so much effort into painting the pumpkin that I didn't really want to risk ruining it by trying to add a bunch of black for the eyes and the mouth. So I just scrapped that idea and just left it a very simple, kind of still life painting. So yeah, there you go. See you guys later.